Hello YouTube! I am Pinstar and this is Pinstar Plays Umamusume. So, I'm going to be putting these out on occasion when we do the Champions Meets. Last video I did of this was of the Gemini Cup, and we won. Well, we won our Group B division, but hey, a victory is a victory. So we have another Champions Meets, final round, and this time we actually made it to Group A, the higher tier division here. So before we dive in, let me give you a rundown, no pun intended, of who got us here. So we have a couple of different runners that I've entered throughout the challenge, but there's only really one that matters. Only one. And if we go here to the win rate, it's Ogri. Or as I've been taken to call her, Ogri Cap. So this particular Ogri Cap has been an interesting journey. As you can see, she has a 50% win rate, which across 80 races is nothing to shake your hand at. And even when she doesn't win, she comes really high up in the thing. She's only been unranked 7 times out of 80 races. Everything else, she's always been top 3, which is nuts. Now, the thing about Ogri, yes, you can see she has a maxed out speed. She has an almost maxed out power. She's got an S aptitude in turf. Now, what the aptitudes do, A is basically means that they're at full power. They're fully proficient, but they don't get any bonuses. It's only if they get an S in an aptitude do they get some sort of bonuses. And obviously anything under than an A is going to give you some penalties. Turf gives you a bonus to your power. So she's got a ridiculously high power, and then she's got a percentage bonus to her power. So she is like really, really high on power. Now, as a reminder, power affects maneuvering and acceleration. How quickly, so speed is what is your top speed? Power is how quickly you can get to that top speed. Now, the Cancer Cup is a mile-long race. So she's got the proper aptitude for miles, no bonuses, no penalties. And I have her running as a pace chaser. Again, proper aptitude for that. The recommended stamina for this is over 600, so I'm just shy of that. But I also have a skill that gives her some extra stamina. Here's the interesting thing some of you eagle-eyed folks might notice. Her distance aptitude of sprint is at a B. That's not normally what Ogri has. If we go over to the characters here, Ogri normally has an E in sprint. She does not like short races. So obviously I did what I did with my mutant vodka last time and stacked up her legacies to boost her sprint up. But you might be saying, well, Pinstar, if you knew the Cancer Cup was a mile-long race, why the Sam heck would you bother making Ogri's legacies boost up her sprint? What is the point of that? Well, the reason is that this Ogri was not originally meant to be my Cancer Cup ace. There was an in-game mission where you had to train up a runner with a B or better aptitude in sprint so that you could transfer them away. Essentially, you would glue them, and in exchange you'd get some statues for that runner's type. And I wanted Ogri statues, so I'm like, well, Ogri doesn't normally have a sprint, so I'll just breed her up to have a high-end sprint, and then just go through a career just to get her on my roster so that I can transfer her out. Well, the career went absolutely nuts with random events, the lineups, the rainbow trainings, everything. Like, the stars freaking aligned, and I'm like, I can't throw this runner away. Like, she's better than anything I've ever trained in the previous meets. And she wasn't even really meant for that, which is the crazy thing. Like, if I was specifically breeding for it, I could have gotten some better legacies for her. So, yeah, that's the star of our show here. So we're going to see if she can bring us to victory. Now, as far as the others that we've gone here, I have a pretty good Grass Wonder. On paper, she looks pretty darn good. Not quite as high in her ratings as Ogri. The problem for her is that she is lacking a lot of acceleration skills, and she's a late surger. Late surgers need all the acceleration skills they can get. The main reason I had her here was that I also wanted her to do a little debuffing. Although pace chasers are not really the problem in this arena, it's front runners. This particular scene is dominated by front runners. Then we had El Condor Pasa. I went through like 30 careers trying to breed up a perfect El Condor Pasa to get the groundwork combo going, where this gives them an instant acceleration boost off the starting block as long as you have at least 3 skills that activate. And it took me so long to get her all of the skills that she needed. When I finally got her, I didn't get that great of a high roll with my things. So as you can see, her stats are not actually that good. And as such, she's only brought me victory once. Ironically, it was the very first race of the whole 80 race meet. So I've taken her a lot, but she tends not to do well. So I've got a few other swap-ins here. So let's enter. Of course, our ace is going to be Ogri. Nice Nature. I am going down the dark side, and I have gone with Nice Nature, aka better known as Nasty Nature. She's one of the premier debuffers. Basically, she is here not to win the race, but to throw bad juju at our enemy racers. Specifically, subdued front runners, hesitant front runners, hesitant pace chasers, hesitant late surgers. These all slow all these categories of people down, and this tires out front runners a bit more. She has some skills to keep her in the race and what. Oh yeah, and sharp gaze that hurts everybody. But she's not really that fast. Nor am I banking on her to do that. But she's coming along for the ride. And yes, she's a late surger. Now, Grass Wonder I've been taking along this whole time, but she's just not doing that well. So I trained up somebody new that might fill a role, and that is Majiro Ryan, who's gotten we were able to get the S in mile aptitude, which means her speed is actually a lot higher than it shows on paper here. Her skills, her innate skill, her ultimate, let's pump some iron, if it triggers, is a really good acceleration skill. Combined with Triumphant Pulse and Homestretch Haste, and if it triggers late miles straight away, she could, she's kind of like an insurance policy. All I really care is one of my runners makes it to first. It doesn't really matter who. So it could be her, but having 2 runners that could bring us victory will help us hedge our bets against bad RNG in case one of them just gets low rolls on their skills or gets blocked or whatever. And I've got her running as a pace chaser as well. So that is our team, and now we will be watching live here to see how we do. We are up against 2 other players, and basically whoever gets first is going to come in first for the division, and then whoever's the next highest gets second, and whoever's at the back gets third. And the magnitude of your rewards is heavily influenced by your placement in this one race. You might have had 80 races before, but now we just have one. It's all on the line for here, and you're going to join me for it. So let's cross our fingers and wait for the registration period to finish so that we can actually race tomorrow. Okay, we're back. It's the next day. Final round is finally open. I jumped the gun there a little bit. So yeah, let's see how we do here. All right, a little nervous, but if I'm going to assess my team's viability, I'm going to guess we're probably going to come in second of the three. Here's the reason. I've seen lots of people get much higher rolls and much easier times in Group A. So there's a good chance that we might get blown out by an ace player, or an ace that's even more of an ace than Ogri here is. But if you'll notice, even if she doesn't win, which she does half the time out of 80 races, so a statistically significant sample size, she comes top 3 91% of the time, which is huge. So even if I don't get first, there's a good chance that I'm going to clinch second. But we shall see. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I'll get very unlucky. And maybe one of my other team members will pull up the slack in a... So yeah, Majiro Ryan, she's the wild card here. She is untested. But let's see. Okay, we are up against... So let's see here. Let's see. I have to chuckle that our Nice Nature is the #1 favorite, but our Ogri's #2. Now it's good. It's good to see that our racers are higher in the favorites. The game that doesn't necessarily mean anything. The game just sort of assesses overall stat values, but specific stats and combinations of skills can greatly make up for a deficiency in raw stats. So raw stats doesn't mean anything. Oh wow, we're the top 3 favorites here. We are up against another Ogri, a Bakushin. Might be built as a Blockishin to try to block other front runners, which is not bad for us because we don't actually run front runners this time. Another Bakushin, a vodka, 2 vodkas, an El Condor Pasa, classically trained pace chaser. Yeah, 2 late surgers for Bakushins. Wow, a lot of people dialed back on the front runners. The only 2 front runners are the Bakushins. And again, if they're built as Blockishins, they're sort of sacrificial lambs. So this should be an interesting race. The other nice thing is everybody is in a great mood. During your normal races, everyone's moods are randomized. So you might have some that have an impact because the moods have an impact on these. But everyone's so here's the other teams. All right, so the vodka's built pretty solidly here, though the guts is really low. Like guts is less important, but it's really low. Well, that's our Ryan here. Oh, this is absolutely a Blockishin. A modest speed, but a really high power. She is there to deny other front runners the front position. She's not there to actually win. That's good intel. So here's their Ogri. Well built and with so 1200 speed with the Mile S. Although she's built as a late surger, so what skills does she have? So that's an acceleration. That's an acceleration. I've learned that for late surgers, you need really good acceleration skills to do that. And she only has 2 acceleration skills. Actually, ramp up is technically 1 too, but that's not as reliable. I mean, late surger straightaways and corners at double circle is good, solid velocity value. Professor of curvature is good. Fighter is good. But yeah, she might give us a run for our money, but she might not. We'll see. Let's race. Enough jibba jabba. And for those of you wondering, this is the Cancer Cup, but it's like the zodiac sign. It's not like the disease. Because the previous cups were the Taurus Cup and the Gemini Cup, and coming up after this is the Leo Cup.
勝ち残った優秀たちの最後の大舞台、キャンサー杯決勝。このレース、最も人気を集めているのは春の三冠馬娘ナイスネイチャー1番人気です。3番人気はこの子です。2冠馬娘メジロライアン、2番人気は2大マイル戦覇者。
Yeah, we do have the 3 favorites, but will that translate into the top 3 spots? I don't know.
ゲートイン完了。出走の準備が整いました。
Okay, so one thing I was wondering is, was my Ogri going to hit her Lucky 7 skill? Because she hasn't done it at all this whole time, and she didn't do it for the thing. Ooh, subdued front runners, that's good. Alright, acting up all those skills. Double straight descent, good. Reverse of curvature, corner recovery. Alright, good. My Ogri procs preverse of curvature. There is always a chance that they fail their wit checks and don't... Alright, so the Bakushins both proc their alts. But... we've got something. You just gotta, yeah, make your way to the side there. Sharp gaze, good. Hesitant, good. That slows everyone down. Where's Ogri's ult? Where's our ult? Their Ogri's gonna pass me. No! Oh! My Ogri didn't ult. She didn't get her triumphant pulse. And so their max speed mile thing was able to pull up. Why didn't she ult? Well, at least my prediction was correct. We got second place. But we could have had first. If she had ulted, that was ours. Well, let's see what we got. So in the previous cups, I had only made it to Group B, and if you win Group B, you get the gold, the silver, and the bronze titles. There's a platinum title if you get to Group A and win it. So it looks like I still haven't graduated past gold here by getting second, but I mean the rewards, the tickets, and all the goodies are most worth the effort. So. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Still trying to figure out why her ult didn't pop, because that would have absolutely taken her across the finish line. Alright folks, so if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent, your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!